Alright, folks. Hello and welcome to another modern stream. Just noted that Jace is a little bit off to the side there, but it's okay. Hopefully, no, that's not what I wanted to do. Anyway, whatever. But we're gonna be playing some control decks today. I have been I've been interested with control decks, and I do like playing them a fair bit. And now that everything is going to go back to fairness, right? Like no Mystic Sanctuary nonsense. I think it's very up in the air. Um, I should not be muted. No. I on my end everything looks fine. So maybe you have me muted. But I'm gonna try a couple of different control shells. We're gonna start with blue-white control, like straight up blue-white. Then we're gonna try Bant Stoneblade, based around the cards that the list that Spike had been testing with Toski. I looked at a couple of his streams and I was very impressed with what I saw there. So we're gonna see whether that works out, and then I'm gonna be trying out straight up blue-white Sharkblade as well. Just Stoneblade, but just straight up blue-white. And we're gonna be bringing back some classics. One of my favorite cards of all time, like Vendilion Click, for example, was kind of unbanned by. With Udo going, we get to see other 3-drops, you know. Hey, 3 Friars, welcome back for the 9th month. And yes, Modern is amazing right now, and that's exactly what we're going to be trying to figure out. So this is the control list that I put together. So 25 lands, 25, 26 lands is usually where I will my control decks. I'm throwing in there 1 colony. This honestly might be wrong, and maybe I should just be playing some other land. But I just couldn't help myself. Mishra's Masterpiece, 11 months, almost a full year. Thank you so much for the tier 1 sub, Mishra. But I just couldn't help myself. So I threw in 1 colony in there. It's possible that this is just better as another Glacial Fortress or something like that, but whatever, it's fine. We're playing a bunch of basics, 6 fetch lands, 4 Flooded Strands, and a couple of Prismatic Vistas. We're not forced into playing island fetches anymore, so we actually get basically 6 blue-white fetch lands, which is very, very nice. 1 copy of Mystic Gate, 1 copy of Prairie Stream, and a couple of Hallowed Fountain and Glacier Fortresses. The fortresses are there mostly as a way to hedge against cards like Boil and Choke. I do expect that people are just not gonna be playing those cards anymore, though. Like with Mystic Sanctuary gone from the format, I don't think that it is realistic for us to expect too much of that. Let's move on to the spell suite. We have a lot of counter magic. We have Spell Snare, Mana Leak, Dovin's Veto, Forces, Archmage's Charm, Cryptic Command, and Logic Knot. All of these are going to be our counter magic suite. We of course get Revise thanks to Snapcaster Mage, and we of course get some Revise thanks to Cryptic Snapcaster Cryptic Command and stuff like that. One thing that I was interested in was throwing in some form of card filtering. We're going to talk about card advantage in a second, but I just think that Opt is just very bad. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about Serum Visions being worth it. I'm definitely sure about Opt not being worth it in this kind of deck. Not without any miracles, right? Like Opt is just a bad card, unfortunately. It's not up to par to Modern. So we're going to be playing Serum Visions instead. Not sure whether this is going to be good, but I definitely wanted to have something to flash back with Snapcaster in the early game. So we're going to be running with Visions. Path to Exile and Oust are the removal spells of choice. Maybe this should be 4 Path, 1 Oust. I want to give Oust a shot. I think that Shadow is probably going to be one of the best decks in the format right now. Shadow and Heliod combo are 2 of the decks I'm the most afraid of. And making your opponent gain through life, it's kind of amazing against Shadow. So we're throwing a couple of outs in the mix. Then we have our card advantage. We have our Planeswalkers in Teferi, Jace the Maya Sculptor, and Teferi, Hero of Dominaria. We have a couple of Verdicts in the main deck, and then the one of Shark Typhoon. The Typhoon could be something else, but the thing is that I wanted it to be a blue card because I wanted to keep my blue card count high for Force of Negation. So we're gonna see how that one works. This is definitely like the flex slot the flex slot of the deck. Also, I didn't talk about Castle under Ardenvale. This is kind of sweet. So it is basically a colonnade, but that is better because it just puts actual stuff in the battlefield. And low-key, it's a win condition. So we're gonna see how this works out. When we move on to the sideboard, I don't know what Modern looks like right now, so we have some generic answers to everything. So we have Aethergast, we have Celestial Purge, we have Rest in Peace. These are gonna be the big hitters. I expect folks to be running a bunch of Dredge right now, so Rest in Peace is pretty nice. Couple of Timely Reinforcements. The aggro decks are, of course, going to be very powerful. So Humans, Shadow, although I guess Timely is not even that good against Shadow, but Burn, Prowess, etc. A couple of Disputes. One Vendilion Click. Yes, I was just talking about how much I like this card, so we're going to be running one copy of Click. One Archmage's Charm for the Mirror, another Blue Dex, Tron, etc. And then one Wrath of God. I wanted a differently named sweeper because of Meddling Mage. So that's why we're running one Wrath and two Supreme Verdicts. But yep, that's gonna be it. We're gonna see how this league goes. What about Sea Ordain? I was talking about how I wanted something to flashback with Snapcaster Mage, and Sea Ordain doesn't actually do it. Is this John just counter queuing? Why would you counter queue me? He says. God damn it. Okay, let's keep this in. I wonder if he's playing Neoform. He didn't move to 6. Obviously not that good is why I'm excited to be tinkering with blue-black for Thought Scour plus around the lock and into the story again. Not sure whether to jam any Planeswalkers in there though. What turn one Bloodman? Glad that you brought that up because that's another one of the things that I was interested in trying out. We're not going to have time to do it today because I already have everything lined up for today. But I was looking at a couple of shells using that exact combination that you were mentioning. So this is one of the places where I was thinking about starting, and then I was thinking about something that I played on stream before with Lurus. So something like this. So this is another idea. So not sure how that's gonna work out. Rip Neobrand, rip John. Yeah, I know. Poor John. Can't catch a break. I mean, technically he could win here. So I guess I'm just gonna play a top land and say go. Since we hit our land drop, I was planning on Visioning on turn 1, but since we did hit our land drop, now we have Path to Exile as interaction, so... Flooded Shram Gamer, he says. We're not gonna fetch. Sure. I think I'm gonna run out a Snapcaster on Johnson's step. And just start putting on the pressure. We could technically Snapcaster flashback stuff. I guess that let's actually do that. So, because now we get to Serum Visions, right? So that's a land and that's a counter spell. So both of these I kind of want. I guess I'm gonna keep the land and bottom the counter spell though. We have Mana Leak. Next turn we're gonna have Snapcaster Mana Leak. If John does nothing, I'm just gonna Field of Ruin there something. Now I guess that now that I do have a second Snapcaster, I'm gonna run the first one just as a way to put pressure. The card thing is showing Oust in the list. Is that correct? It doesn't have Path. It should have 3 Path and 1 Oust, Hudson. He says they didn't ban Ambush Viper. Didn't you get the memo? Ambush Viper, baby. We could even path our own Snapcaster here. I'm not opposed to that, honestly. So let's do this here. Let's fix our mana. So now we have Cryptic, another Cryptic. Definitely would like to find a land. Definitely would like to find land so I can Teferi plus something else. I just want a cantrip here. We could Teferi plus Leak. We could Teferi plus Leak here. I kind of really want to get Teferi into play. I kind of really want to get Teferi into play. It's gonna have 5 mana next turn, so you gotta play the Dino. The thing is, I don't want John's pack to be actually good, so I think I'm going to just jump Teferi here. Maybe I should have minus to try to find the force. Oh, this is fine now. Womo the Rocks, thank you for the follow. Friend, I can tell this is Legacy. If this is Legacy, because of how overpowered everything is. Yeah, I know, right? Honestly, just busted Magic card. Absolutely busted Magic card. So we have Snapcaster Cryptic. If John plays anything, we Snap Cryptic it. If he doesn't play anything, we just run the Ambush Viper again and we bounce one of the lands. Sweet. Playing against Neobrand. Our deck feels kind of okay against his. Probably are not gonna need these big dudes. Oh, when I say kind of okay, our deck seems unnecessarily busted against his. Skip last year MTG, I came back after hearing about bans. Did I miss something? Cersis, you actually missed nothing. You missed absolutely nothing. Everything looks exactly the same as it did a year ago, so you're fine. Your opponent has turned team, but yet has yes to cut Titan. This doesn't feel right. Yeah, I know. What is my opponent even doing over there, right? I mean, if we find lands, this hand is nuts. I'm gonna keep. Snap is good again. Yeah, Snapcaster was unbanned. Snapcaster Mage was unbanned. Is Visions awkward with Snapcaster? No, I don't think so. I think Visions is fine. And I think that the difference in power level between Opt and Serum Visions is high enough to be worth it, basically. You also play Legacy and Mayokos are sad. Yeah, I know. Tough times. Land? Yes. We're gonna get to V-click my opponent. Oh yes. I can't wait. I can't wait to V-click him. I have not cast a Vendilion Click in years? He could be holding on to a Veil. But I guess if he is, I'd like to get it out of his hand, so I'm just gonna target him anyway. So you can Veil me here. Or not. What do you got, John? What do you got, John? So we take nothing. Yeah, we just take nothing. Like, he has 3 virtual copies of Allosaurus Rider, so I'm just not gonna take anything. I am, however, gonna take a picture of his hand. I think he did keep a card on top, so I'm expecting... He cantrips now. Interesting. He did go top bottom with the Serum Visions. Remember when the game between combo and control was an intricate cat and mouse for an instant speed interaction and combo, and now you just have to look at the cards? Yeah, I know. That's what John says. It was some nicer times. Like this card really is it used to be an absolute powerhouse. At one point, the Vendilion clicks were like $70. I remember V clicks being like $70, which was kind of insane. I think this is fine, and then we can just crack the field. Put 2 cards on the bottom. Just get an island, so we have access to Cryptic. Come on, Click, let's go. Let's go, Click. Let's get there. Let's get there, V-Click. Manamorphose. I kind of want to gust this. I guess I'm just gonna pass. Just so I can use my mana, basically. Because here I can attempt to bounce his land, but then he just Veils me. But then we get the Veil out of his hand, so I guess it's kind of okay. So we're gonna get Veiled here, which is fine. Or not, and he goes to discard. Click was so good before MH1 and Rendart. I mean, Click is it's a cyber card, right? Like, it used to be a main deck card at one point, but now it's just simply a cyber card. But like, if you look at the current situation, like, Click is just absolutely ridiculous right here, right? I would have bounced the Sanctum. Well, I guess it's fine. Yeah. Maybe bouncing the Sanctum was just better. It's kind of the same though. So we just let this resolve, and we gust whatever he plays. We have double gust here. I have nothing but hate for Click, but I'm biased. Sure. He says, bro, the time for gust have gone and passed. It's time for me to be... Man, I love John. Either Augusti's unfair, man. That was funny. Rude. Yeah, I know. Feels bad, man. Mad Maxon with the tier 1 sub. 2 full years. I don't think you're the last modern streamer anymore. I haven't been the last modern streamer for a while, but I have earned my title, Matt. I have earned my title. In the toughest times, I was the last modern streamer. I guess not the toughest times. Probably like the Valky nonsense was... I mean, I was still streaming modern, just a little bit less, but yeah. GG's, John. Stop saying nonsense words. Oh, man. How is Neobrand, John? What has your experience been? I wasn't a modern streamer. Yeah, I wasn't a streamer back then, but during that time, I played exclusively modern, and I played Kiki Cord. Kiki Cord was my weapon of choice. You can find some Kiki Cord dailies. Back in the day, we had dailies. You can find some dailies results with Kiki Cord from back in the day. I'm gonna keep this, I guess. Not super stoked about it, but it's nice that we get to interact on turn 1. Should change the motto to the first new modern streamer. It's pushing it a little bit too far. Alright, show me that Wrath. Only thing that matters is for us to find Wrath. Which decks are good in the new modern? Shadow and Heliod are the best decks in the format, in my opinion. The consistent modern streamer. There you go. That would be accurate, I guess. The consistent modern streamer. It doesn't have that nice of a ring to it, but it would be technically accurate. Boom! Got him. Feels like we're probably gonna get got by company here, but the fact that we at least got to cash that in is nice. Realm Walker. That is so fucking scary. That card is so absurdly scary. Please don't go off. They're going off. Can we find a verdict here? Or another land. It's also cool, I guess. Holding up Hardcast Force here in case my opponent has a company. Let's say I don't love my chances. They have drawn 4 cards off of this Realm Walker so far. Elves is good. I don't know. It looks good so far. I mean, they do have lethal here if they serve with everything. I mean, they can't cast Shaman of the Pack anymore. If they had just right-click attacked, I would have been dead. I would have been dead. And now we have 1 turn to top deck a Wrath. Actually, if we top deck a Wrath, we might just win here. Verdict? Yeah. Okay. Shark seems bad. Fairy seems kind of medium. Timely? I guess Timely can buy me sometime. Let's do something like this. I'm just gonna cut the forces. Never mind. Dispute. Yep. Western Vision is overupped because I think one of them is better than the other. Looking 2 deeper is obviously better than looking 1 deep in a deck like this. I think we have to ship this. Like, this card is, this hand is obviously amazing, but if we ever skip a beat, we're just dead. Brutal. Actually, Wrath of God, they can't be regenerated clause. Oddly relevant in this matchup. Okay. So we're just gonna bottom this. I know that I'm gonna be throwing away this Teferi, so I want to keep a second copy. Just so I can get to, you know, just do like a tempo play at least. Womp womp. Sure. Just gonna Teferi bounce the Archdruid. Gust. Not bad. If my opponent just replays the same dude, we just have like a replay of the previous turn, except they attack my Teferi, I'm just gonna play it again, I guess. Just beat this Elves player with Neoform? Nice. Interesting. So they're just need to go a little bit wider, which kind of makes sense. I think I just bounced the War Master. Again, I'm trying to dig. Bingo. Circle of Life. Good stuff. Okay. Putting 4 cards in hand. One of them is the Death Touch Elf. The other one is Archdruid. So even if we Wrath, they still have some misness going on. They play this off the top with Ramwalker. Bang Glimpse of Nature. Yeah, let's not do that. This card has looked very, very impressive. Both of them going at Baby Tef. Spell Snare. Can't find another blue source, unfortunately. Spell Snare was kind of clutch though. Not gonna lie. No, that Spell Snare right there was pretty clutch. My opponent has more cards than I do though. They're ahead on board and they have more cards than I do. And better mana. Can we please find the blue source here? Put the Ram Walker on top. Shaman on the back. Okay. Blue source. Ugh. We're gonna have the Snapcaster Gust here, unfortunately. I guess we could have just untapped and hope that we draw any land, and any untapped land allows me to Snapcaster Wrath. It's not bad. Just gonna counter draw. Counter draw. Block. Little bit on the greedy side here, but I think it's worth it. Like, I know what my opponent's top card is. It is the Archdruid, so I'm not too worried about them untapping them getting Archdruid. I do like this Teferi though. So next turn we get to Teferi 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we have 1 mana floating, and we get to untap 2 and have Archmage's Charm up. Sounds pretty good. So I guess I don't really need the land. So we can bottom the land plus Teferi. Say go. We get to put a 1/1 into play for sick value. If opponent wants to attack, we trade. Yep, they realize that we have the castle. Snapcaster is not bad. We're gonna get to Snapcaster Oust next turn, or Snapcaster Wrath, whatever we feel like it's better. Bingo. Got there. Grant coming in with the raid. Welcome everybody from Grand Stream. We're playing some Modern here. The format is actually an absolute delight right now, so we're having some incredible fun. Trying out some blue-white control today. How did you finish that draft, Grant? Like, it looked like such a sweet deck. What's up, Pikes? How many folks did you deck? How many folks did you deck? On a scale of 1 to John, how did his amulet? We went 10-0 on stream on Monday. So basically as far away from John as you can be. Yes, but I'm a cheater. God damn it. If by honest people you mean bad people, then yeah, then it gets a little bit tougher for sure. Do I want to oust here? I think I oust here. Well, guest oust was indeed the correct play. Good to know we figured that out. Gonna go hollowed. I guess I'm gonna go prairie stream. This is bad if we find exactly spell snare, or if we find exactly spell snare or a second serum visions, but how many time walks can my opponent survive? How many time walks is too many time walks? Cascade is now fixed on MTGO, yes. How many time walks is too many time walks? I kind of want to gust this. So many time walks. So many time walks. So many time walks. I'm a cheater, yeah, clearly. I guess I'm gonna counter this just so I can draw a card. I'm not countering this because I care too much about the card. I'm countering this because I care about I just realized that Oust and Timely are a combo. Feels good, man. End step Timely. Pog. How many progenitors does my opponent play? Hopefully for them, 0. Snapcaster Serum Visions. I guess I'm kind of into it. Because then we can just plus on the Snapcaster with the Fairy. Actually, undo. Oh, it can't undo. Damn it. Manolic is actually great here. You've been broken by blue to the point that I hate fun? Maybe. Just maybe. Or maybe not. Can you imagine if everything is a trap and blue was just fun all along? That would be backbreaking. If my opponent doesn't do anything on end step, I'm going to bounce their forest to completely crush their spirit. Oh man, opponent's so unlucky they drew a land. So lucky, I mean, they drew a land. I mean, I can safely say that my opponent is not a quitter. I'll say as much. I would have given up. Yeah, and you would have been correct to give up. You would have definitely been correct to give up. Like, my opponent has been 0% to win this game for a while. Maybe this will make my opponent concede. There we go. They can waste my time. Yeah, I was like above 50. I don't even know how much. I was probably ahead on clock at that point. Knowing me, I was probably ahead on clock at that point, so probably wasting my clock, not a good use of my opponent's time. Kind of scared by the breach deck canister played today. I didn't see anything of it. Was it nice? Opponent conceding to the fairy means that they thought they were in it until then. Wild, yeah. I don't know. I don't know what they were thinking. Oh, not my clock, my time. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that doesn't seem like very high EV. Doesn't seem like a particularly high EV play, but I watched just one match, but conceptually it seems insane. I mean, it was almost a reasonable deck before, right? I imagine that he was playing the Grixis version. So if we're talking about the Grixis version, then it would be something like with Emrys and Lurus. Oh, mono red. Interesting. Because there's also a Grixis version with like Emry and Grinding Station and stuff like that, but that deck was already kind of legit. Oh, hello there. Playing against Spike. Seems bad with no Astrolabe. It was good not long ago. Snow-covered forest into Noble Hark. I think I want to keep that one. Honestly, it really sucks that we top deck the Spell Snare. So I guess I want to bottom the Leak and I want to top the Snapcaster. Because I'm probably going to be doing some ousting next turn. Is he playing Spell Queller? I think I'm ousting here anyway. He is playing Spell Queller. Okay. That sucks. It could be Spirits, it could be Stoneblade. Bunch of different things we could have going on here. He missed the land drop. I think we just play the fairy. Oh, we can bounce this and then he gets ousted. Okay. Could have definitely waited a turn, obviously, but I wasn't expecting him to have Mana Leak. Toski. Brutal. Can we find a Verdict here? If we find Verdict here off the top, I think we're gonna win this game. Because we get to kill Queller, kill both of my opponent's Hierarchs, and then we put the Toski back on top. Verdict, one time. Easy! Easy. Whitelisted. White fucking listed. All right, never mind. He's gonna play Toski here. Oh, he can't play Toski. That's cool. So he can't equip an attack, so I'm just gonna brainstorm here. He gets to kill my baby Tef, but now I guess he doesn't. Probably not gonna need certain visions anymore. And we can Mana Leak or we can Snapcaster. Beef, 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 beef. He's gonna get to kill Baby Tef, but it's kind of fine. Tremble! God damn it, reading the card explains the card. Oh my god. We could have played Snapcaster instead. God damn it. So much text. So we can instant speed. It does feel like we're still in fine shape. Well, now we know that we're in fine shape. We got the Super Friends going on. And we plus the fairy so we can oust. Sword resolves. And now we get to Snapcaster plus oust. Bucks it in. That was honestly kind of exciting. that was pretty sweet. That was pretty sweet. Holy shit, that sweeper top deck. God damn, that was exciting. Viklik seems very good against him. Leak, Snare seems good, Wrath, Fairy. Hurlian, thank you for the follow. Yeah, that Mana Leak on the Toski wasn't. It has so much text, man. Why would a card have so much text? That's an unreasonable amount of text. Love this hand. We'll keep it. Is all fast mana in Modern gone? There's Mox Amber left. Technically fast mana. And no, you have all the rituals still. So Storm is still viable. Manamorphosis mana in some matchups. In some decks, I mean. So there are still some cards that you get to play. Stoneforce good here. He gets Batterskull. Him getting Batterskull is kind of messed up here because I feel like I'm just forced to path. Because otherwise, if he untaps, he just skulls me, and if I draw a Mana Leak, I would obviously want to have my mana online. Too fucking good. If he plays Toski here, I'm not gonna make the same mistake. The question is, do I want to cycle Shark Typhoon? Kind of don't want to. And I'm definitely excited about time walking him a little bit here. Now we get to Snapcaster Path the Toski if we need to, or we get to just path it. Path plus leak. We can path our own Snapcaster, which is also not a bad thing. Plus that guy, do this, pass the turn. Why not Mana Leak the Toski? I learn from my mistakes, chat. What do I get owned by? I get owned by him going... I was thinking about playing Shark Typhoon, but... I see he had the land to Batter Skull. Second Toski. Okay. Very nice drop. Yeah, let's do this. Opponent has 7 mana. No more, no less. Toski has Pro Blue. There's no way. Okay, no, it doesn't have Pro Blue. Okay. God damn it, you freaked me out there for a second. You almost got me there. Do I want to leak this? I feel like I want to leak it. So we Wrath 1, 2, 3, 4. We untap 3, so we get to Wrath. Sure. And now we Snapcaster Path Toski. He's probably gonna go face because he needs the card. Backs it in. Sweet! 3-0, baby. Is blue-white back on top, chat? Toski actually adds new lines of text whenever the situation here would be given, yeah. Also, this is like 1 hour with blue-white control and we're 3 matches in. We're going down like flies, chat. Going down like flies. Sure, let's keep this. Playing against Freyat. Brazilian player. Jendrik is on the blue-black train. Jendrik is always on the blue-black train. He always prefers like blue, black, green, like blue, black X style decks. I think that he was playing Esper the other day. I wasn't watching, but I just saw his stream title, so I don't know. Smooth my draws, baby. That's pretty smooth, not gonna lie. So we are hitting our land drop very nicely. Do we want the second Snapcaster is the question. I kind of don't. At least not yet. Definitely keeping the land though. You decided to abandon white because path sucks. Yeah. Yeah, giving your opponent land kind of sucks, of course. Well, shit. I guess if I'm not forcing this, I'm not really forcing anything. So now I would like to have my... Can I please have my other Snapcaster back? Thank you. But yeah, that's why I'm doing the split right here. I'm doing a split of... doing a split of 3 paths and 1... What's his name? Ugh, second pile. Three paths, 2 oust. If I dreamt a fairy there, I would be loving my spot right now. I'm still not sold on the oust when nothing nice exists. We are a 4 Snapcaster Mage deck. Like literally with what we... In the matches that we played today alone, oust was significantly better than nothing nice would have been. Lord Rocks with the Prime sub. Welcome. Brand new supporter of the stream. Welcome to the Primetime Stronghold. Appreciate the support. That sucks. Flooding a little bit here. I kind of want to bounce my opponent's file, honestly. I feel like I'm gonna do it right now. He can vial in the 1-drop dude and sack and counter my Cryptic. It's probably worth it. Yep. But the problem, if we let it on tap, then our Cryptic gets got by Spellqueller, right? So I'd rather trade with my opponent's 1-drop than get got by Spellqueller, which is basically I'm stuck with. You always see that on YouTube. Love the content. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Glad that you're enjoying the content. Happy to hear that. Yeah, these are not good draws, chat, unfortunately. I'm gonna path the spear right now before my opponent has they can vial in the 3-drop. We don't have a Wrath just yet. Oh, that's devastating. That is... That is just, of course, that's absolutely devastating. I think we may be just dead here, folks. We may be just dead here. My opponent's draw was just too much. I'm conceding to a Spellqueller here. Click seems actually kind of okay. I'm definitely not sure at all about timely reinforcements. Charm is nice at stealing, opposing vials. Is Dispute better than Mana Leak? It's probably not. Timely sucks. Yeah, I can see that, but I just don't have enough cards. You'd rather have Disputes than Timely. I'm just gonna split 1 and 1. I think Dispute is just gonna be dead a little bit too often. Oh, 61 cards. Okay. Yeah. Whoops. Thank you for that. Okay, we were able to fix it in time. Sweet. Okay. Oh, this hand actually is nice. Opponent keeps 7. Second to Fairy is not bad. It's a bad land, but I guess we keep it. And we bottom the Cryptic, just a little bit too inefficient. I would keep a Wrath, but Cryptic is just a little bit too bad. Do you think a third call in this deck would make it better? Not necessarily, lol rocks. Maybe, but definitely not necessarily better. Just gonna go with the tempo play here. If he does have the 1-drop, that really sucks, but not much that we can really do about it. Another Cryptic is not great. But now we have my opponent played at sorcery speed, which is kind of where we want them. So one blood moon still possible in modern? No. Yeah, with Caverns and with Chancellor, the Green Chancellor. So it is technically still possible. You really have to put some bad cards in your deck in order to make it happen, but it is technically possible. I kind of want a Cryptic Bouncer Vial. Next turn we get to the Fairy Hero. Wait for Modern Horizons 2. Yeah, I guess that's true. They're gonna print Blood Moon Bad as a ley line. I hated people at my LGS. Yeah, you do have a pretty haunting username. I'm gonna say as much. Funny how this entire match has been me fighting against my opponent's files. Well, that sucks. We're just gonna big Tef, right? We could minus on baby Tef, but I think we're just gonna draw. Obviously, our mana doesn't do anything, but then we can answer their baby Tef with our big Tef. Nice Seachrome Coast. Shucklegeist. We got second Teferi here. One, two, three, four, five, six. That Verdict was kind of a sick draw. So I think we just field them to fix our mana, and then we just Wrath them. Yep. The only issue with this is that we're not going to get to resolve our Tef again. But we can resolve our Teferi this coming turn. And we get to fight. So we start the turn Teferi minus on their Teferi. Then we play our own Teferi, and if my opponent attempts to do something, we get to dispute a Queller or whatever. Play land first. -3. One, two, three. Yeah, that's a fine way to tap. Fairy Time Raveler. They play a Queller, we dispute it. Nice. Man, this matchup is rough. Just want to go BBE into Agent into Goif. Yes, that is the fair cascade. That is an honest cascade if I've ever seen one. That is an honest cascade if I've ever seen one. I guess on the draw, this allows me to interact with my opponent's vials, which I otherwise don't really... I just can't, so... And I guess that they have Baby Tef, so Force is a lot more exciting too. I'm gonna keep this. We're gonna hope that we find some lands. Just don't have Vial again. Damn it. Land. That's so brutal. That is so incredibly bad for us. Land. Land, please. Dodged. They had double vial and nothing else. Like, they had exactly double vial and like 2 or 3 lands at most every single game. Like, it's really tough to beat that for us. Know that hero, think about the follow. It's really tough to beat that for us. I'm doing this because if my opponent does have a Teferi in hand, then we're kind of fucked. Yep. They can't cast the Teferi though, which is interesting. We probably have to take it anyway. We probably have to take it anyway. That is a powerful hand of magic cards. Oh, sweet. It remains revealed. Yeah, we're gonna be in very bad shape. We're gonna be in very bad shape. At least they didn't draw the... At least they didn't draw the... they're guys that interact with my creatures. They didn't draw like the guys that give hexproof is what I mean. We have perfect info about my opponent's hand. They're gonna have Aether Vial here, so they have free spell queller basically. Oh, okay. Interesting. V-Click once again being fucking awesome. Maybe I could have gotten an island there in case of drawing Cryptic Command, but I think this is fine. Oust, not looking great here in the face of my opponent's Rattle Chains. We do have Path, though. We do have Path here. I don't think we can attack. I'm trading 3 for 4. And I knew this, so obviously I'm not going to attack. I'm blocking here because if they vial in a lore, that means that they have to cast the Rattle Chains, which means that we can snare it. So this actually worked out perfectly for us. And it's my opponent's turn, so they can't pitch to the Force. Trade here? Okay. And now we're gonna get to oust the Selfless Spirit. And then we oust the selfless spirit if they rattle chains. We snare. If they queller, we path. They can force, or they just take it. Okay. So they just let that go. Still a perfect info on my opponent's hand. They keep the vial on 2. Keep vial on 2. They're top decking Selfless Spirit right now. Because he is second from the top, I think. Yep. So we have perfect info here. Look at this value that I'm getting right now. Pfft. Sick value. Psycho value. Yeah, the ghosts are pretty good right here. Flashing Spirit. What if we pass opponent rattle chains? We snare. Opponent quells. Or they can force the... I guess they can just force the spell snare and we get owned. Yeah. Just had to pass again. Aether Vial, god damn it. God damn it, Aether Vial. God damn it, Aether Vial. So I think I have to use my mana here. One, two, three, 1, 2, 3. So he can cast everything. So they do that. Snapcaster. Path to exile. Oh, I should have done this in response. What am I doing here? I'm just throwing for no reason. Yikes. Okay. I'm gonna path the one that I can now. Yeah, that was bad. I shouldn't have done that. I should have done it in response. In response, it would have forced the action on my opponent, but here obviously it doesn't because they don't really care about the rattle chains that much. What this does though is it clocks. We can big Tef. If we big Tef, that gets the force of negation from my opponent's hand. Then they will uptick. Can make another dude. We have 4 power. That's just not the fight I want to fight, though, right? How can I trade? Can I trade with the force otherwise? Yeah, it feels like I just have to trade with my opponent's card, unfortunately. Like, it's obviously a terrible trade for us. It allows my opponent to use their mana, but like I just have to take the card out of their hand. And it's not like I can draw into a dispute or anything like that, right? So we just have to get rid of that. Just, you know, count our losses, and then we have to move on, I guess. We kind of need them to whiff a little bit, honestly. We kind of need them to whiff. Okay, that's a whiff. That is a whiff. Canopy straight up. Okay. Human token. We're kind of clocking them. I mean, cashing in my snare, don't mind if I do. He can quell, but yes, rock skull. Don't target permanent to its owner's hand. Okay. Finally got the Spell Queller. So now we can Wrath, but we're effectively trading with the Selfless Spirit. But like, I don't know what else we're doing. Like, we can't win the race anymore. And it just feels like I just have to do the... I just have to top deck one more time. This Mana Leak is extremely dead. So I think we just need my opponent to whiff. We need my opponent to whiff, and we need to top deck either a Wrath. We need to top deck either a Wrath or another Verdict or a Snapcaster. So we're not in great shape. Yeah, we ended up getting super punished for not pathing the spirit in response, the Selfless Spirit. All right, GG's opponent. Hero of Dominaria? I don't think Hero of Dominaria would have been good enough, no. Obviously, like it was my mistake, right? Like I don't know why I let the trigger from the Rattle Chains resolve. Obviously, I had to path the Selfless Spirit to force my opponent's Queller earlier. It is the control life though. You make one small mistake and then you're just kind of destroyed. Kind of sucks. Sure. Looks like a fine keep. See what we're up against. Okay, whatever we're up against, I'm freaked out. Wait, is this? I think this is just a fucking the White Prison deck. Blue Spirit, thank you for that follow, appreciate it. No second land, yikes. Bottom that. Enduring Ideal, yeah. So my opponent kept a 1-lander and I have turn 3 Teferi against their Lotus Bloom start. Yeah, treasure map's good to go. Lol. I think I'm bluffing here. Oh, but they can have like one of the exile enchantments, so I think I want to get my card while the getting's good. Like it's not like my opponent can clock this Teferi, but they can draw like land into one of the exile enchantments. So now this is gonna be in the it's gonna be forever stuck there, which is super weird. But Apparition, all right. Just leak this. What if I let it resolve? Then they get a land. Yeah, I kind of want to leak it. And I think if they attack, I just trade for Snappy. We have second Snapcaster. This puts the pressure off. We get to resolve Jace. And I have a 3/3, so I can start clocking my opponent. On thin ice, sure, whatever. So we're solve Jace now. They can have exactly another apparition. That would kind of suck, but kind of is what it is. And now we end up with Jace. And we're looking very, very good. Sweet. So shuffle that in and shuffle that in. Classic mono white enchantment person. Yeah, of course. Classic archetype. Classic archetype. Temple of Triumph. Huh. So I guess I have to be worried about Blood Moon. So I'm gonna start fetching for basics. I honestly was not playing around Blood Moon before they played a Temple. Maybe this is just for the bluff equity, but I'm just gonna buy it, right? Like there's no reason for me to play into it. Draw 2. It's Reform the Dragon. Yeah, there's like a couple of things that it could be for. House seems really, really bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm gonna have to go to discard here. Guess that's fine. Opponent just doesn't want to play anymore. Okay, sweet. Okay, so Path to Exiles and Ousts don't seem very good. We can get Vendilion Click, Counter Magic. Guess Verdict is probably worse than Path even. We can use Gust for Form of the Dragon. I guess Purge is just better than Gust, huh? I'm trying to think if there's anything that I would like to answer on the stack as opposed to just straight up Exile. This looks fairly solid though. I'm gonna go with this. Modern is so healthy, people can play with temples. Weird, right? Honestly, blue-white did not look bad this league. Obviously, we got owned by spirits, and even against spirits, we could have won if I just weren't an idiot, so... kind of cool. Yes. Hell yeah, we're keeping this. Hell yeah, we're keeping this. Look at this. Oh baby, I'm ready. I'm ready to snare that. Whatever that is that you wanna play here, opponent. I'm ready to snare it. Snared! Out of here. And that was even a sick one to snare, honestly. Ugh, punished. Well, this is looking good. Wheel of Sun and Moon targeting me. I don't care about this, like, whatsoever, right? think we're experiencing a little bit of over sideboarding over there. Sadcaster Mage. I guess I have now established a loop. I can just infinitely field my opponent. Island. I guess it kind of counters that, so I'm just gonna try to use it aggressively-ish here. Porto playing straight up banging football. Love to see it. You love to see it. Just gonna put a shark into play here. V-Click, where are you? Land? Easy. We have double counter magic here. I feel fairly safe. Sorcerer Spyglass. Let's veto that. Apparition. That was good sequencing from my opponent. Well played. Nah. Good play from them. On thin ice. Sure. I mean, they can't really attack. Colonnade's holding down the fort. Colonnade. I think I'm just gonna bounce that. Just so I have a use for my like Mana Leak and Logic Node and stuff. I thought I had spells. Oh yeah, we got Snapcaster spells in there too. Okay, Grand Abolisher goes back into deck. Whatever. Are we gonna close this one out with Colonnade beats? One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4. Sure. Uses my mana very well. Stay ahead on cards. I guess I do have a J, so there's an argument for not fetching here. Get in there, Snappy. It's your time, Snappy. It's your time to shine. And Colonnade hangs back on the... So this card has nothing, right? At this point. Rugged Prairie. Wow. Okay. So your life total becomes 5. Exile that. Good stuff. Good stuff. We're having a good time here. We're just having a good time. Having a good old time. We swing for lethal next turn with Colonnade. Just make sure that nothing happens. Spend 7 mana. Take 10. Go. We have infinite mana, right? So game's over. That was really funny though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. My opponent says, GG's, I like the stream, but the matchup is unwinnable. Yeah, it did look very bad for them. It did look very, very bad for them. And now we get the Twitter equity. We get the Twitter value of Colonnade winning. 4-1. All right. This is the list that I just played. It was pretty good actually. I was surprised at how smooth everything just felt, you know? I was surprised at how smooth everything just felt. It just felt like we had the tools to beat literally everything. We played against combo, we played against go wide elves aggressive strategies, we played against white prison. That didn't look half bad. That didn't look half bad. Lots of cool stuff going on. Snapcaster was MVP. We definitely got lucky in a couple of spots in terms of hitting our land drops. 25 lands is definitely on the low end of things. But it felt kind of okay. Castle Ardenvale was meh. Like, it was okay. Like, it wasn't, like, insane or anything, but it felt reasonable. Why am I playing Signal Visions? Because Signal Visions looks at 2 cards and Opt just looks at 1. Would one Terminus somehow be entertaining choice with only 2 Jaces in such a list? You could. I feel like the way that there's 2 ways of looking at it, right? Like, number 1 is you want to have the most powerful, most impactful thing. And Terminus is that, right? Like, a 1 mana Wrath is no joke. So that is one of the approaches. The other approach is you want your cards to be good regardless of the context, right? So if you look at your hand and you have a verdict in your opener against elves, like we did in game 3 in this very league. If you look at your opener and you see a Supreme Verdict, right, and then your opponent goes, and then you I'm trying to say, like, if you look at your opponent and you see a Supreme Verdict against elves, you're going to be very excited, and you're going to keep that hand, as that hand's probably going to do it. If you look at your opponent hand and there's a Terminus in it, you're going to be very sad. Like, that's just not going to do it. Terminus also, in a way, kind of dictates when you have to play it, which also sucks in my opinion. So if you're gonna be just playing the one-off, I'd rather my one-off be as consistent as I can possibly make it. So that's why I'm doing Wrath of God. If you want to be playing the Terminus game, like that's fine. I don't particularly enjoy doing that, but it's definitely a way that you can go about it because it is the most powerful thing to be doing. With the entire power level of the format going down considerably, I think that Verdict is just the better card overall right now, at least in my way of playing. Which versions of the Titan deck seem to be the best in the new meta? The one that it's on my YouTube channel right now, so you can go check it out there, and you can find the deck list. And we played a couple of leagues we played 2 leagues with Amulet and with no Karn, and we played 1 league with Karn, and we went 10-0 without Karn, and we went 2-3 with Karn, I think. So going back to this, felt pretty powerful. It felt pretty powerful. I'm not sure about the counter magic suite. Usually in this kind of deck, now that Uro is not anymore a part of the format, so Remand is not as exciting, and Mana Leak seems better to me in a control shell. I'm not sure about that, but it is at least my gut feeling. So I'm going with Mana Leaks instead of going with something like Remand in my 2 mana interaction slot. Veto is mostly here as a sideboard card that I'm playing in my main deck, so like this is definitely a flex slot. The ousts were very impressive, I have to say. Only against Spirits, Path felt like it was a little bit better because the instant speed interaction was just so relevant. But in every other matchup, like if we had Path, my opponent's Llanowar Elves on turn 1 against Elves, like I think we would have been in a lot. I mean, we would have probably lost that game, honestly. But instead we had Oust, so we just basically not even time walk them. We just completely destroy them. It was devastating. So I do think that Path to Exile is a little bit of a liability, but you know, the power level of the card, of course, it's pretty widely known. The Shark Typhoon is also a flex slot, so these are the 2 that I would consider the flexiest of slots, so you can do anything else with this, and the sideboard could look completely different to this. I honestly have no attachments to this sideboard configuration. But as a very early first draft, this deck felt a lot better than I was expecting. If I'm being honest, it felt a lot better than I was expecting, and 4-1 result makes me feel pretty happy about this. Hope you enjoyed it as well. It was also under 2 hours, which is pretty solid for a control league. That's gonna be it for this one though. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and we're gonna be playing some Bant Squirrelblade right after this. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.